This is the Mortal Kombat character breakdown, Scorpion. Scorpion is an absolute MK classic, with possibly the most famous catchphrase in fighting game history. Scorpion thrives off high mobility and a varied toolset, having a little bit of everything in a high-level setting. Teleport puts the fear in projectile-happy opponents, and Spear can either cash out the damage or continue combos. Reborn is the most popular variation, as the teleport can be cancelled for the cost of defensive meter. This lets players take their unpredictable style and turn the dial up to 11, letting them cancel the teleport into even trickier mix-ups. Searing Rage is often the other popular variation because of the high damage output. Burning Spear makes spear-related moves more powerful, there are added combo strings, and the Death Spin, which deals insane chip and can end combos for heavy damage. Scorpion is unpredictable and high octane. Fans of the hit and run playstyle will feel right at home if they choose Scorpion for tournament play.
PlayStation.
This is the Mortal Kombat character breakdown, Sub-Zero. Another staple to the MK franchise, Sub-Zero keeps many of the moves that we all remember. The full combo Ice Ball and Slide are integral parts of his game plan across every variation. Dead of Winter can amplify Ice Ball for a faster startup, providing increased combo potential of certain moves. Additionally, it goes through projectiles. The Cold Shoulder replaces Slide, but does excellent damage. If you want mix-ups and combos combined, Dead of Winter is the choice for you. Thin Ice trades larger combos for projectiles, of which we have plenty. These projectiles can all be used together to greatly increase Sub-Zero's neutral game. Finally, Avalanche is the setup variation, thanks to one special, the Arctic Trap. This creates an obstacle on screen that will freeze the opponent when touched. Opponents can often find themselves stuck in certain positions that they'd very much rather avoid. Sub-Zero is a rare character in MK11 that has both an overhead and low hitting attack that can truly enforce an overhead or low mix-up. Add good variations on top and Sub-Zero becomes a lethal choice for mix-up heavy players.
PlayStation.
This is the Mortal Kombat character breakdown, Sindel. The Edenian Queen is back and more fearsome than ever. Her variations are strong, but her most important attacks are actually what she has by default, and not variation specific. She boasts incredible range. Her Scream is arguably her most powerful tool due to the crushing blow attached. This is something your opponents will have to play around, as once they get hit by it, they will take severe damage, especially if she has her fatal blow ready. Her towards back kick is a key attack that can cause a lot of headaches for her opponent. This cartwheel leads to a string that is completely safe and resets you back to mid-screen distance, allowing her to play an effective hit-and-run style. In addition, her towards back punch leads to a long-reaching overhead string, and her away back punch is a low attack that launches the opponent in the air. This mix-up keeps opponents on their toes, which can be easier said than done when combined with her other distance options. With range on her side, Sindel can absolutely be a force to be reckoned with. Low damage at first glance, but can explode life bars with the right resources loaded.
PlayStation.
This is the Mortal Kombat character breakdown, Jackie Briggs. Consistently one of MK11's strongest characters, Jackie excels at almost everything and boasts a near complete toolset, making her 3 variations all the more formidable. First round KO is for fans of traditional grounded Mortal Kombat, built around her strong normals that grant feints, throw counters, and a clinch stance for impressive damage, alongside a scary crushing blow. Next gen is important for Jackie as it adds something that she otherwise doesn't have: projectiles. These projectiles can be used for standard damage or fired onto the ground to add obstacles that the opponent will take damage from on contact. Upgraded is the most common variation as it grants her arguably the best mobility in MK11, a leap that is a threat from all distances, and the ability to cancel her air shrapnel blast for huge combos and pressure options. In addition, she gains a ground pound in the air that hits low, making her offense even more effective. Jackie is strong, but it takes time to master her. She has slightly less health than most of the cast and has a lot of strings that are all good for different reasons. When learning her, walk before you can run, and over time, you'll see what makes her so powerful.
PlayStation.
This is the Mortal Kombat character breakdown, Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung is a staple bad guy in the MK universe, and sees a lot of play in the PlayStation MK11 Open Series. Shang Tsung is one of the game's premier keep-away characters as a base, but features much versatility across his two main tournament variations. Fundamentally, he boasts a strong set of combo strings that can fit any situation, be it fast highs, confirmable lows, or advancing attacks. He will have a strong option for almost any range. Warlock is where Shang Tsung mainly thrives, his strongest long-range variation due to the additional move Ground Eruption. This paired with his corpse drop makes him a menace at long-range damage, keep away, and overall space control, as covering both the ground underneath your opponent and the space above them is highly effective. Soul Eater is much more up close and personal, swapping many of Shang Tsung's base special moves for shape-shifting MK Ninja variants. This gives him access to strong combos across the Ermac lift and the Rain super kick, more mix-up potential due to the low reptile slide, and the ability to nullify projectile attacks with the smoke shape. If you want a powerful and versatile character, you won't need to look much further than Shang Tsung.
PlayStation.
This is the Mortal Kombat 11 character breakdown, RoboCop. Alex Murphy is the latest guest character to enter the Mortal Kombat franchise, and he brings all sorts of OCP gadgets with him to take the fight in his favor. This character might feel a little robotic to play at times, but most of his simple attacks serve an important purpose. RoboCop is a character that you can take to the bare basics and still do quite well with fundamental knowledge. Some of his key moves will be as follows. Forward 3 is a fast mid that can crush many poke attempts from the opponent. Your 3 variations will do different options from this. Throwing is very important with RoboCop as he has 2 crushing blow throw directions. Forward 2 counter hit will crushing blow for fantastic damage on its own, and both his down 4 and sweep involve the auto 9 for deceiving range and poke potential. You have to play him carefully due to his simplicity. However, he has 2 key variations that we commonly see in competitive play. Variation 1, OCP's finest, is all about a command grab. It hits mid, so you can't just neutral duck it like most command grabs. It can easily catch you out if you're not looking out for it, but it also means that his other attacks, mostly within this retreating or advancing auto 9 shot, works well off of your forward 3 mid if they try and challenge the command grab instead. This variation is all about getting in close and using this command grab to mix upon mix. Being able to reposition the opponent with it is a great little addition. Variation 2, Prime Directive, is the one that you'll see the most often. It is built to do one thing and one thing only: zoning. This variation keeps the opponent at far distances with a low auto 9 that can be amplified, a wrist cannon with fast startup speed, and a flamethrower that has fantastic plus frames on hit when amplified. This is not a flashy variation by any means, but every single projectile serves a specific purpose for where you think the opponent might be on the screen at the time. A nice addition here is that low auto 9 will crushing blow if you go underneath a high projectile. Your move, creep.
Robocop will take your health down piece by piece and relies heavily on a solid understanding of what your opponent will do against either your command grab game up close in Variation 1 or how they try to close in space in Variation 2. Thank you for your cooperation.
PlayStation.
This is the Mortal Kombat character breakdown, Fujin. One of the newest characters added to MK11 and not after a long wait, with his last playable appearance in a Mortal Kombat game being over 10 years ago. Fujin absolutely boasts some of the best mobility in the entire game. With his walk and dash speed combined with high-speed special moves, he is a solid choice for anyone looking to be hard to pin down. Downburst is tricky to get down, but once mastered has incredible damage output in the corner and a level of unpredictability with his airborne special moves. Like all Fujin variations, this takes a lot of muscle memory, but highly rewarding. Cloudwalker is arguably Fujin's strongest variation due to the Skywalker special move. This airwalk can be used for consistent damage off of Fujin's strongest attacks and for overall positioning due to its cancel ability. In addition, you lose the armor-breaking wind kick for the warped needle special, but this attack can be good for safety and flawless block bind games. Cyclone is built for space control and requires patience. Its most effective neutral attack in The Push replaces the crossbow projectile but actually does no damage at all unless you amplify it, making it more of an annoyance to bait opponents into jumping, which you can anti-air with the wind lift. Cyclone relies on crushing blows for most of its damage, but in the hands of a patient player can be solid. A good character for anyone looking for high speed and mobility. Fujin is definitely worth a look.
PlayStation.
This is the Mortal Kombat 11 character breakdown, Kitana. One of the most iconic characters in the MK franchise and certainly a fan favorite in MK11, Kitana is a well-balanced character with various strengths and weaknesses, and variations that bring completely different experiences to the table. Across the board, Kitana has a strong projectile in her fan toss. This is also usable in the air for screen control and combo extensions. Her Square Wave is a solid air special for closing distance, and Throat Slice is your side switch combo ender or big damage payout if you connect its crushing blow. Generally, she boasts strong normal attacks with good range and safety. However, some of these more useful strings require the full input to be made before you've had time to confirm them, making them quite a commitment unless you're point blank. You'll want to be absolutely sure you're in the right range for these attacks to avoid putting yourself at risk. Fanfare is the closest thing to what you might call a traditional Kitana game plan. You can connect fan lift from just about anything, use Square Wave on the ground instead of just in the air, and make your jumping scarier due to the float. In addition to a decent counter-zoning option in the Reflect, which buffs your own fan damage a sizable amount. Highborn on the other hand plays completely different, as the fan lift is swapped for the Edenian Razors. This unconventional attack can be held for varying amounts of time and does heavy chip damage on block, as well as a decent chunk on hit into more advantage. Additionally, the Half-Blood stance utilizes various Melina-inspired attacks to control the screen, be it a homing side toss, a tracking teleport, or quick stab attack that launches if it crushing blows. Last but not least, Fearless is the variation if Keep Away is what you want to prioritize. Fan Lift becomes Fan Nado, turning it into a slower projectile lift. You gain Low Fan Toss, which is a fast, low projectile that is troublesome to advance on, and Edenian Twist instead of Square Wave, which is an overhead special that can be tricky against opponents on low life. Kitana is a character that has just about a bit of everything you could need, albeit not the best. With completely different variations, you want to really experiment and play multiple of them to really play her to her full potential, but definitely worth it in the end.